So, you managed to outbuy the bots and deny a scalper their 1000th PS5 or Xbox Series X. Congratulations! But then you pull the beautiful, shiny console out of its cardboard sheath, and you realize you have to connect it to your now ancient 1080p screen you got on sale during Black Friday in 2013. Suddenly, you start looking up 4K TVs, trying to see how far prices have really fallen. Stop right there. Let us introduce you to the wonderful world of console gaming on a monitor. While you'll give up certain features by switching to a monitor over a TV, like high-end panel types like OLED or True HDR, you will also get awesome new features in exchange, like lower prices, higher refresh rates, better response times, and much wider spread FreeSync support. If you're a console gamer serious about their gaming, who wants the best experience they can have without dumping all the money required into a PC setup that will truly outclass a console, strap in and let us tell you what you're missing gaming on a TV. If playing games is what's most important to you, monitors offer many more features useful to gamers at prices equivalently priced TVs can't and won't offer, often choosing to focus on a general TV-watching consumer as opposed to, specifically, a gamer. For under $300, you can get a decent quality 1080p 1 millisecond 144Hz panel, while for under $300 looking for a television, you won't be able to do half the hertz and 10 times the response delay. But an under $300 1080p monitor can often have an IPS display and colors, and a picture equally as good looking as a similarly priced television. The benefits of a really nice display technology like OLED or a really nice panel at 4K with a huge, beautiful display don't start to kick in until the mid-range or even high-end. But with smaller screens, monitors can produce similarly good-looking pictures with more features. This is likely due to the fact that many monitors are aimed at professionals looking to do video encoding or graphic design work at home, so color accuracy and display quality have gotten upgrades across the board, while long-standing benefits like better refresh rates and response times haven't changed. Now, every monitor won't be better than every TV, and how the math will work out on your personal situation will depend on what you're looking to do. Monitors, however, will always offer more flexibility, with the ability to pick and choose what features you want across most price points. While monitors offer more resolutions to choose from than TVs do, gaming consoles are going to display today at either 720p, 1080p, or 4K, regardless of the internal rendering resolution of the game. Gaming at a resolution different from your monitor's native resolution will always look less sharp than if you game at a native resolution too. So, while you can choose what resolution monitor you get, for console gaming it should be 1080p or 4K. However, refresh rates make lower resolutions more attractive. A nice 4K TV is going to be expensive, and you won't get 120Hz support unless you go really high-end. So PS5 and Xbox Series X games that run at 120 FPS will be lost on you. These games, it should be noted, won't run at 4K and 120 FPS, instead being much closer to 1080p. A 1080p 120Hz monitor, or even 144Hz monitor, is cheaper than a nice 4K 60Hz TV, and you'll be able to take advantage of certain games you wouldn't with a nice 4K TV. Ultimately, it's normal to prefer a huge frame rate increase over a resolution bump, but the question becomes how many games will support frame rates above 60 FPS? Admittedly, the list is currently small, and will be locked to the PS5 and Series X. But these consoles have the power required to run many games at frame rates far above 60, so this list is only expected to grow. With competitive-minded games like Rocket League and Call of Duty already supporting 120 FPS modes on consoles, if you're looking for a competitive edge, even on a console, a high refresh rate monitor is now required. The biggest development in monitor technology in a long time has been the advent of VRR, or variable refresh rates, which often comes in the form of FreeSync, AMD's solution and supported by Xbox, or G-Sync, NVIDIA's solution and supported by NVIDIA GPUs. This is panel-specific and can come in TVs as well as monitors, but FreeSync in particular is widely supported by gaming monitors across price points. This is useful when you consider the Xbox supports FreeSync, as the GPUs that power both consoles come from AMD. The PS5 doesn't currently support VRR, but its hardware has the capability, so the feature could come at a later date. If it does, it would likely be in the form of FreeSync support. VRR technology radically changes how playing games can feel. Gone are the days of stutter or wildly inconsistent frame rates, because VRR allows your screen to dynamically match its refresh rate to the frame rate of the game being played. This won't increase your frame rates, but it will make it so that running games without a frame rate cap will feel buttery smooth, as you won't feel the delta between different frame rates. In effect, this technology can and will do wonderful things for you, like smooth out stutter caused by a failure to maintain an FPS cap, like dropping to the mid-50s during a particularly intensive scene. Short of optimizing games to run better, VRR technology is the best way to improve how games look and feel on console. FreeSync support is much easier and cheaper to find on monitors. Frame rate or refresh rate is far from the only factor that influences a game's responsiveness. In fact, on TVs, the refresh rate usually being 60 isn't the major issue. Historically, TVs have had awful response times that, without engaging a game mode of some sort, can cause an input on a controller to take half a second or more to register on screen. Today, TVs are much better at bringing this kind of delay way down, but monitors are still much more responsive than TVs, even at the same refresh rate. Now, to some extent, you can get used to any kind of latency. And this is how many games simply work. But leaving responsiveness on the table, especially when consoles often limit your frame rate to either 30 or 60 FPS, that often itself isn't stable, doesn't make much sense, and makes even less sense if you play competitively on console. Everybody wants what they do on their controller to register on the screen as fast as each action can possibly be registered, but you don't have to buy a PC to take strides towards this goal. You may, however, need a monitor because TVs, especially TVs anywhere near the low end or mid-range, are not going to be competitive with even monitors that cost even a few $100s in terms of response time. If latency is a concern for you, or if you plan on trying to operate at your highest level competitively, you will need to game on console on a monitor and not on a TV. More than anything else, a good monitor is a better investment than a low or low to middle end TV. Televisions are often aimed at a wider, less discerning audience than gamers, and televisions in the $200 to $400 range, the most common price point for someone looking for a display for what they use to play video games, will age much worse than similarly priced monitors with the right features. This is because televisions often tack on lots of features gamers won't care about, like their own UI or picture and video display settings and tweaks, or built-in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, etc. While monitors focus their value on meaningful, individualized features like high refresh rates or a specific resolution. Plus, high refresh rates in particular are excellent future-proofing, because even today with the beefiest GPUs, many games at maximum settings can't maintain a stable 144 FPS at 1080p. This is because modern games are enormously complicated and optimization very difficult. It will be a while still before any consoles, or GPUs for that matter, can truly max out a monitor with a modern resolution, making it a viable product to use for many years. Beyond expecting more and more games to run at beyond 60 FPS on PS5 and Series X, new consoles that come later will also likely shoot for higher frame rates too, and in time, GPU prices will go down and more power will trickle down into the hands of more people, giving monitors inevitably a good use. What's more is that beyond console gaming, a decent monitor can double as a monitor for a computer. You probably don't game 24/7, so why not hook up the monitor to your computer for some second screen action during off time? Now get out there and start gaming on a monitor.